Hey, come on. Come on. Hey. What? Here we go, here we go, here we go now. Hey. Let's chit chat, sis is the show now. Come on. Bad black mama's gonna let you know now. Hey. Here we go, here we go, here we go now. Come on. Let's chit chat, let's chit chat, hey. Let's chit chat, sis. Hey, what's up? Let's chit chat, let's chit chat, let's chit chat, sis. Hey.
Welcome to Let's Chit Chat, Sis. I'm your girl Kimme, and I'm back on the porch tonight with my girl Celeste, Ahesha, and Jay. What's up, y'all?
Hey, hey, hey.
Hey.
Hey, what's going on? How y'all doing today?
I'm just happy to be here.
You happy to be?
That's it.
Yes,
What's up,
indeed.
good
All
people?
is well.
From normalcy to a crazy week.
Yes.
Why was it a crazy week, Celeste?
You know, I got a job now. I ain't used to that.
Uh-oh.
Lord have mercy.
Wow, that's what's up.
I ain't built for it. I'm trying.
You know what?
You had that retirement life like for a little while, right?
Yeah, and it's different. It's a culture shock. I'm going from being in the corporate world to a state job, and it's different. It's different.
Oh yeah, that's different.
It's
Different mindset type of people.
Yeah, I won't say nothing bad, but it's different.
You ain't got to. That's why they never leave their jobs. But I'll just put that out there. It's a different type of people.
Wow.
I'm serious.
And when you get that time to yourself,
That's why
it's easy to become.
Yeah.
I don't want to become.
I mean, no, I was gonna say when you have time to yourself, it's easy to become psychologically unemployable. It's like, man, I gotta answer the folks.
What? You ain't never lied about that. I'm like,
Right.
wake up early and perform.
Right, every day. I gotta come back tomorrow.
Right.
So Jay, tell us about your shirt.
Vulnerability is the new sexy. This is just saying, I'm encouraging and advocating folks to just to say it's okay not to be okay. And that you can share what you've gone through, and you find out if you ever listen to groups that a lot of people have gone through what you've gone through and can share their story that could be your survival guide. So the shirt is the day is National Mental Health Awareness Day. So this is just where I am now as a Black man that's dealing with depression and have been in recovery, active recovery lifestyle for over 23 years. I'm an advocate to destigmatize the conversation of mental health, in particularly in the Black community. So, again, I just want to just say it's okay not to be okay. And, the thing is, just don't be stuck there, right? So I talk about holistic and all the other stuff that we can do, but this shirt is just about just having the conversation, saying that, you know what, we can talk about it. I even be a pair of ears to let people know, because it's unfortunately right now, real true statistic, y'all, over 55% of adult African Americans have experienced some form of mental illness. And it's not the end of the world. This is what we want to tell people, but that's something that we won't talk about, and we'll condemn folks and that's just, so just trying to remove the shame and guilt. That's what it's all about. Let's have a conversation about it. There are things out here, there's situations out here that you'll find out you're not the only person, you're not the only one. So,
I think we're going to read that down the road too.
Yeah.
I think that it's so important that we touch on.
Absolutely.
I mean, not touch on it. I think that we have a lot of episodes where mental illness in the Black community is so prevalent that we it's gonna be almost so rooted in a lot of our episodes. And thank you for sharing that today, Jay, because I think not talking about it is probably the start of being able to have the conversation.
Absolutely.
And thank you again. So Ahesha, how was your week?
My week was wonderful. It was good. I'm so happy to see you guys.
Wonderful, because if y'all didn't notice, Ahesha got a real pretty do. She changed her do up. So
yes, I did. I'm letting it grow out. We'll see.
Yeah, I love the do. So tonight,
thank you.
I love it. Any change, I mean, you got, like I said, you got the face for anything, Ahesha. So it's work, you working it. So if you come back next week and you have something different, I still got this video.
Yep.
So it looks good. And keep changing up, because I love when you keep changing up. I was a former hairstylist years ago, and I love to see change. This week's episode, it's about friends with benefits. But before I get into that, I always bring a hot topic. And this week's hot topic is more of a question to you guys. Were you guys familiar with just the percentage of people that have been in relationships that are now, decimated, and now they broke up. I'll just say they broke up on good terms. And after the relationship broke up, they still continue to be sexually intimate, even though they were in a committed relationship. 83% of these relationships continued on, even though they were in a committed relationship. Are y'all surprised by that?
They in a committed relationship with somebody else.
They
in a committed relationship with somebody else, and they still tapping the.
Right. They still. Hey, I'm not surprised at all.
That's a high percentage.
That's a lot.
Yeah, I'm surprised by that number.
Key word is good terms. So obviously you all were getting along, and it was just didn't work out, whatever reason, but it wasn't one of those knockdown, drag out, nasty, I hate you kind of breakups. So good terms, I'm just saying, it doesn't surprise me.
That's a lot.
I'm surprised by that number.
It
That number is hella high.
Good
high. Go ahead, Ahesha.
And then for people to be in a committed relationship, like I can see that number being high for people who are not in a relationship. Like, okay, we didn't work out in terms of a relationship. Like, I don't want to be with you long term in a relationship, but I have physical needs, you have physical needs. We know each other's history. I feel comfortable, zipping back. I can see that being a high number. But for those people to also be in a committed relationship with somebody else, I'm shocked by that aspect of it.
I was shocked by that. That percentage is high. That's like over half. That's 1 out of 8. I mean, 8 out of 10 people are. That's what the percentage is. 8 out of 10 people are doing that.
That's crazy.
So hold on, I'm confused by the question now. You're saying, I thought you were just saying like they had been together on good terms, but you're saying they're in a committed relationship. That's 8 out of 10 people that's in a committed relationship.
8 out of 10 people are in another relationship,
and they still hitting the person. Oh no, that's crazy.
Exactly.
Okay.
Like that.
Oh yeah, like what? I'm
and you talking about you weren't surprised.
I'm thinking, well, no, because I'm thinking it's just 8 out of 10 people that broke up on a good term.
No, they broke up on a good term. And they're still having sexual relationship with their ex.
That's hell no. That's crazy. That's too high.
That's a hot mess. Now if the other parties know about it, like that's something altogether different. That begs a lot of other questions, because now I'm like, are both of them in a separate relationship with somebody else and they're still dipping back in?
Probably.
Sex
must have been really good.
I didn't dig into the layers of it, but it's probably some layers into it. But you would think it has to be.
Because if that's the case, their current partner is not meeting needs.
Yeah.
Right. I'm just saying that's some drama.
Or they just messy.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what it is.
But that's what
I
don't care if we put a label on them or being messy or whatever. That's a high percentage of people being messy.
A lot.
I hope everybody protecting that business, because that's a lot going on.
So that leads into our topic tonight: friends with benefits. Okay, so before we get into friends with benefits, and I'm a direct it to Jay, because before we started, Jay was like, "Yo, you already know on the street what that mean, right?" So Jay, friends with benefits on the street, what that mean?
That means y'all having all kind of sex and fun and everything under the sun, but it ain't no commitment. Straight up, it ain't no commitment, and you ain't like just running me down. I ain't running you down. We'll get together when we get together. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't tripping if you out, and you ain't tripping, and blah blah. That's how it is. It ain't no commitment at all. It ain't no misunderstanding. But when you get together, oh my God, it's fireworks. It's off the chain.
That's not what I think about when I hear.
So me neither.
I don't
I have a
think.
different
But
perspective. I'll
there's
tell you
no
in a minute.
commitment.
A man's
I'm just saying,
perspective, okay?
ain't no commitment. I'm just saying, friends with
Mhm.
benefits. Just translation. I know that there's a plutonic friend, and they like my friend, buddy, pal, and all that, and I can benefit from them in that aspect. But I'm just saying, when you start talking friends with benefits, relationships, that's everything from the rooter to the tutor, but it ain't no commitment.
All right,
Yeah.
Celeste.
Dang. Well, I mean, I have my other ideas about friends with benefits, but immediately what came to mind was that one friend that you were really, really close with, you know what I'm saying? And you might have smashed every now and then, but this is not just somebody I said, I'm just playing with you. I don't want a relationship, but I'm gonna act like I am. No, I'm
That's
talking
what
about,
I think of it as.
yeah, I'm talking about somebody, and I don't have one of those now, but I have had a friend with benefits that I said we really tight. Like if
Really
he was a
tight.
dude, he'd have been my dude. But that one thing he didn't have wasn't commitment type of material, but everything else was good.
Yeah.
So there's sex. There's still sex.
Everything. Go to the wedding with him, be on all that stuff.
And
Like
you're more than just like Jay saying, you like y'all talk about everything, y'all are really close friends, and it just happened that sex may intertwine here and there. It's not like we just smashing it and it's here and there, but y'all do like everything together. That's the friends with benefits. That's what women think
you're talking about is a jump off. But let's see what
that's a jump off.
No, I didn't say just that. Oh, you talk about it.
Yes, so I was more in line. I was thinking more in line with what Celeste said. I have a friend who, that's her jam. That's how she's lived her entire, she's a little getting older now, but her entire 20s were that way. She didn't want to settle down. She also wanted to keep her numbers low. So she was friends with different guys from different walks of life. She wanted to keep her numbers low, so she wasn't smashing all of them.
That's right. One person.
You know them numbers.
Number what?
But
the dudes?
The number of, yes, the number of, the dick. She wanted to keep that D number low. So she wasn't smashing all of them, but based on their situations, there were different things going on in their lives where it was beneficial to have a nice, beautiful young woman on their arms, like you said, going to events, different things like that. She's in the entertainment industry, not adult entertainment, but they see her as this attractive. I know, I didn't want Jay to jump off to the left. They show up with a nice, beautiful Model S young lady, so she might have other needs. Like, okay, well, I need my rent paid next month. Well, you got it, what you got, all of that. So those types of situations exist. But I want to tell you guys about a conversation I had with a young man when I was younger. I think I was in my 20s or so. I wanted to bring a different perspective to how some other cultures approach friends with benefits. An Asian young man who went to a pretty prestigious university, and his, entire outlook to life was, I don't need to have certain things in my life if my friends have those things. Like, I don't need a boat. My boy got a boat. If I want a boat, I'm gonna talk to him and I'm gonna borrow his daddy's boat. If I need X, Y, and Z, I don't need to have all of that stuff myself. I've built a network of individuals in my life who have those types of things. So I don't need to kill myself working extra hard trying to buy X, Y, and Z. If I have the right people in my life, we're all benefiting each other. So, in his world, that's his version of friends with benefits.
Exactly.
And I see that a lot here in LA. Because there are so many people who are not from here, like my husband and myself, we don't have our family here, it's just us. So we're constantly meeting other people who are in the same situation. They don't have family here. Some people are working 10 jobs just trying to cover, the bare minimum. So they, do similarly to the Asian young man that I was telling you about. It's like, okay, well, you need X, Y, and Z. Well, I got this, this time. So, in our circle of friends, that's how we, come to work it out. Mm-hmm. So it doesn't necessarily have to involve who's smashing and all of that, but there are other perspectives to having friends with benefits.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Jay, because you look like.
No, I'm just saying. No, that is true what you're saying. I guess I'm gonna just say it to y'all like this right here. Black community, when you say friends with benefits, most Black folks that's translation, y'all doing everything like in a relationship, of a committed relationship, but you're not committed. So that's hanging out, going places, conversating, sharing things. You know what I'm saying? Birthdays, all this whole stuff, and smashing too. You don't be trying to make that low on the totem pole. You know, you smashing
I don't
all
think
the
it's
time.
low. I just think it's different.
It's in the top three.
I
Okay,
think the
this
friend
this is
part,
the top three.
well, I
It's
think
in the
we're
top three.
focusing, when I hear friends with benefits, I'm focusing on the friend part.
Okay, all right. I'm just
So,
saying top three.
yeah,
So
so
yeah,
And I think
so I
because
do get it,
you're
but I
focusing
do
on the
understand.
friendship. I think because you're
But
focused on a friendship, the friendship is not in jeopardy. You see what I'm saying?
well, but
Mm-hmm.
I like to add what you're saying is I do agree that technically by its definition, I do know friends that are beneficial. You know, now Ahesha, that dude in LA, I call him a little bit more like leechy. He just want to leech on everybody that's got something. He ain't gonna buy nothing, you know. But I do understand when you do have friends that you benefit and there is no kind of relationship other than just what y'all benefit from each other. You know what I mean? So I get it. I do understand. You know, that's
Yeah, I
fine.
mean, but think about it. That's why I say, is there a point where friends with benefits cross over where it's just becoming more of a toxic and more self-serving type of relationship that's only benefiting one person? Because we all know that friends with benefits is supposed to be something where it's benefiting both persons. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, it absolutely
It's
should
supposed
be.
to benefit both persons.
and for
Because
the
if I
most
want to
part,
be
it
smashed, I
does.
want to smash him too. You know what I mean? We both want to be smashed, but we guess what? At the end of the day, we're still cool like that. You know what I mean? We still kick it,
Right.
stuff like that. We
Right.
talk on the phone. We have it like that. But when we start saying, "Hey, my friend with benefit is," can I borrow your car tonight? And you know what I mean? Because I don't own a car, you know what I mean? Or maybe like, let's think about in the women's aspect, your outfit or something like that, because something that's more realistic. Can I borrow your outfit or your pocketbook or something like that? Because I know you got a wardrobe like that, and I just don't have a wardrobe like that. You're more beneficial to be your friend. Because if you didn't have those things, I guess that's the question. Would we be friends? You see what I'm saying?
I
Would we
don't
be
want no
friends?
friends like that though.
It
But
depends. I
hey,
can
there's
tell you
people
another
like that.
situation. Yes, indeed. I will tell you.
Ask
I had
me
a
for
friend
friends.
like that for a short amount of time. It was during the time that I first met my husband, and I'm very tiny, very very tiny. After we met, I think I had moved in with him, and I gained a lot of weight in a short amount of time. So I was like trying to, get my little fashion and wardrobe together. I had a professional job, like I need clothes to look a certain way, but I don't know what to do with this extra 15, 20 pounds that I just put on. So a friend of mine was like, "Oh, I have some clothes that don't fit me anymore. Do you want them?" She was like, "I didn't want to, just overstep and like, oh, here, take my old clothes, but I was just going to give them away to Goodwill anyway. Like, we're cool. I wanted to ask you first." I'm sure she saw me struggling in a couple of outfits, trying to get stuff to fit that new body that I had. So I was like, "Okay, you just saved me a couple $100. I would have had to buy brand new clothes to fit my new body." Over, the course of years, there were ways that I could help her out. She had a couple of young children and just a lot going on, single parent, trying to figure all of that out. Here I am with a good job. I'm showing up to work looking fresh, making money at my job. I see you got a couple of young babies over there, y'all good. So there were times where stuff was going on, things got kind of tight, all right, well, I got a couple dollars for y'all. Here you go. Don't worry about it. I got you.
Mm-hmm. And that's a friendship. That's a friendship. I mean, but I could just tell you, like in my early 20s, I mean, I had friends that were friends that friends were with benefits because, they liked me because I had nice clothes. I had, really nice clothes. And the biggest thing that will always get them is I was a hairdresser and I could do hair. That was huge. That was huge. You know what I mean? Women would gravitate to you. And really, I'm telling you, I would say, I hate to say it, I wasn't really the most likable person they would really want to be because I just have low tolerance.
Can you
You know what
expound on that, please, at another time?
I mean?
Inquiring minds want to know.
Just wanted to make
I'm
sure we have that recording.
I'm just saying, so just having that relationship with women, I would consider myself one of those women where I would benefit a lot of women because wouldn't you want to be my friend? Because I could hook your do up, you know what I mean? Things like that. It was more beneficial to be my friend. You see what I'm saying? Than for me to be your friend. You see what I'm saying? And that was a lot of the challenges that I dealt with, you know, with having friendship with women. So, yeah, that was.
I do understand that too. Like, yeah, you kind of, I call it a little bit like networking, really, with the right people, because you know they say it's all about who you know in this world, right?
Yeah.
So when they say the term "friends in high places," you know, you got friends in high places. You know some of the right people that are decision makers, and that decision you can benefit from. So I do get it, you know, and that's right.
But then I wouldn't even call them friends then. You see what I'm saying? You call them what they are. They're associates. They're not your friends. You see what I'm saying?
Well,
am I right? Are they not, they your friends? They're not your friends.
I think that's the word that we getting caught up on.
Yeah. Because we're talking about friends. I'm talking about friends, Jay. Friends that people that call you, snuggle up with you. Girl, I'm here to support you. But that support is not going both ways for real. You know what I mean? That's almost like lurking and sneaking in and stuff like that, girl.
Mooching off.
And I know. And I mean, and leeching. I'm telling you,
that's what I said, leeching.
You know what I mean? Want to have a lot of things. Like I'm telling you, where you know that, you know, and you shouldn't expect things from friends. That's the bottom line. You shouldn't expect things from friends. When we talk about friends with benefits, you know what I mean? Friends shouldn't have a benefit with it. We all know that. So when you talk about the street terms of friends with benefits is, okay, well, we do all these things and we smashing all together. That's the benefit of that, because we already know what we're getting into, because we're not committing. That's that benefit, little extra.
Exactly.
But if we expound on that, are we not saying the friends with benefits are maybe a little distorted in a way, where friends are not really our friends?
No, this ain't no misunderstanding. It ain't no distortion.
So what do you call it then? I mean, because I'm just giving you an example.
Make sure you take your toothbrush with you.
Some fair draws.
He's so stupid. I mean, yeah. I feel that, you know, when I just think about this topic, you know, I feel like what you say is true, Jay. You know, friends with benefits is more the sneaky, underhanded kind of thing going on. Like, you know, let's just, you know, we friends, but we crossed the line, but we still friends, but we're gonna keep it kind of platonic in the same right. But I think when we talk about friends of girlfriends, I think we talk about another kind of segment where if we are friends, it shouldn't really be any kind of benefits attached to it, because I don't even think that's really friendship. You see what I'm saying? Do y'all agree or don't?
Yeah, I agree in a way. I could see two friends, and one can't have kids and the other one has a lot of children and she need a babysitter, and they're both getting what they want, right?
Right.
The young lady's like, they just like my kids and I don't feel like I have a void, and the other one's going, and I love her so much because she loves my kids unconditionally. And I think there's a thing like that, but I agree, it can get distorted. But yeah, to me, it's got to be both ways. Like,
yes, it takes a certain level of maturity to have that conversation. Like, you know, people just like let stuff unfold all willy-nilly. And I feel like it's better for both parties if you're very clear on, you know, the expectations, so that you know, that one friend isn't expecting the other one to, you know, keep an eye on the kids. And if she says no, it shouldn't be like, oh, well, you know, F her, I'm not going to talk to her anymore. Well, then when she wants to see the kids the next time, it's like, oh, well, you didn't want to watch them when I wanted you to, you know, that kind of thing. Like, if they're, and I don't want to say expectation in terms of, okay, well, we're friends, but now we need to spell out every letter of our friendship situation, not that kind of thing. But when people just have unrealistic expectations and unaddressed strings attached to the friendship, that's where it gets kind of messy. But if somebody is truly a friend, you have to be willing to accept their yes and their no. And I think a lot of people miss that.
That's a good point. I think you hit it right on the nail, Celeste and Ahesha. You know, I think it's, if you communicate, you know, and be upfront with people, Because if you're willing to take the yes, and the yes is people giving, but you also got to be able to take the no too. You know what I mean? I'm
Right.
not able to do that. At this
Yeah.
point, I
Don't
think
get
that
mad when I don't answer the phone.
don't get
Right.
talk about something else, Jay. Don't get mad when you answer the phone. We gonna step across the street and talk about your issue in a minute, because that's a totally different.
Why you not answering? You somewhere smashing somebody else. Now
That's
you're
why
right.
they can say I got a
But
couple.
that,
I got a couple friends with benefits, because you
but,
ain't gotta
but
have just one.
But that's where I think
right.
there's a problem, because if that's the friends with benefit, she's not worried about calling you and where you are.
I know you shouldn't care
That was
anyway.
the difference. That was the difference for me, at least.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm just saying, when
Okay,
you
wait a
do
minute, y'all,
have
because I
that,
want you to expound on that. Let's go back. You said that was the difference.
That was a difference for me, because we actually call each other companions. I don't know if that sounds as similar, but
No, because companions sound committed.
That sounds more, yes.
we were really close friends, and what was happening was we were not finding what we needed with the other persons out in the world, and we were just such a match. But there were some things that just, and so.
But don't, okay, if you don't mind, I want you to, because when people listen, I want people to put themselves in their scenario as much as possible. When you say, what did it match, as much as you can?
We were dating, but some of the greater qualities that we shared, that we liked with each other were good. But with the other qualities, like maybe we were both alphas, or maybe he was stingy, and I was, just little things that stopped us from being in a full-blown relationship. I wasn't willing to. I know this sounds really not like what you wanted to hear, but I would say, oh God, I feel like having chicken. He says, well, I don't want chicken. And we were just we could not compromise. That was a major problem.
So you couldn't date because of chicken?
No.
You couldn't date.
The point was, we didn't like to compromise, and that was a deal breaker for me. So we became really good friends. But we still were seeking, this person that was perfect. We kept coming back together, like, it's hard out here. Well, you going to a wedding, you're gonna be on my arms. That's it. I'm tired of going by myself. And I was like, okay, I gotta do something. That's a job. You coming, right? Dad, you got another invitation? Yep, and you coming. That was my dude. But if he was on a date, I didn't have a problem with that. You know what I'm saying? Because that was the arrangement. That was the understanding. That's my friend,
right?
Not my man.
But that, I mean, you made a valid point, though. You made a valid point. So Jay, what you was getting ready to say? Because I know you kept on slipping, and I heard the Bojangles and.
No.
That was just an example.
But
yeah,
I got you.
Really good example, because I wanted people to hear. I wanted people to hear, because sometimes if we just leave off a little segment, then people can't understand what you mean by, or when we explain something, because the whole thing is we want people to understand friends with benefits means exactly what you just said. Maybe you're not compatible in the sense of having a relationship. So it's okay that we still have a type of relationship that we are both benefiting from. You know what I mean? We're both benefiting from. Now we're gonna roll on over here to Jay, because his idea of it, I'm gonna just put it in his court. So if you had a friend with benefits, Jay, okay, would you just consider it just smashing that person?
No, I'm not saying that would be the only thing. I was simply saying is that you're doing everything as though you're in a committed relationship. You're just not committed. So you really are spending time, quality time, maybe even going to games and shows and outings and all these little kind of things. And, you might even be going around family functions, but you're just not committed. And you're smashing and you're doing everything else.
Well, why would you do that?
So
I don't know.
Yeah, that's a slippery slope right there.
Well, I mean, but it happens. So
okay, but
because you're not ready to commit. So you're right up front with them. You can say it's not gonna get messy when there's an understanding. I, don't want to commit, but we can hang out. We can do all the things that look like a couple. So hey,
So that's
you
not a
know,
friend, yeah. But so can I leave
well,
my
You
two
but
consider
cents
how
that
you
a
can't,
friend with
yeah, but hold it,
benefits?
you can't. That's what I'm saying. Everybody's got a definition of what it is to them and their experience, right? So I mean, a
Yeah,
person can
okay.
really be
I
a
mean, to me,
friend,
I
even though you're
understand.
not committed. You're still like you got a lot of
I
respect
would
for
like
them. You're
my
not
friend,
disrespecting them.
I would
You're
like my
just not
friend to have
committed.
some sort of commitment to me. I would
But
like
I'm
that.
just saying, you just explained yours. You just
We
gave
were
us yours.
committed
That
to
was
each other.
you just said, how is it committed when you just said it wasn't working? You said
We
you guys
were
could not be
committed.
together. And that can't be a committed to not
No,
working.
no,
I
in
mean, what
my
is,
example, we were committed to each other. We actually were there for each other first. That
yeah,
was
but
the
you
deal.
said it wouldn't be a relationship. That was your
I
point
didn't
you
want him to
made.
be
You
my
were not
man.
gonna be, you couldn't.
No.
You said you just something that would be messy, and then you use the example of chicken. That would
He
be an
would not
example, but
be, he would not be my man, period. We were not, and people date differently. And I'm not saying what you're describing is not
okay, you
so,
saying something
but
different now, but go ahead.
no, I'm saying the same thing. It was only one relationship, so I can't get it mixed up. We were committed to each other, and we just could not be husband and wife or boyfriend and girlfriend. When I date, I'm dating for a life partner. I can screw anybody. I don't need to go out to the park with you. Smash and keep going. But if I'm gonna do things with you every day, and me and you are doing things, we committed to each other. I guess what we're not hearing is, how is that not being committed if you're doing all of these things together?
I know. I think it's because men are so different. Because what you just described,
They are different.
that is just like, to me. I don't know. I think I would be sitting back in the back of my mind, Jay. But Jay, just hear me out. I would be sitting back in the back of my mind, and I mean, let me just tell you personally, this wouldn't be me, because I would be like this too. I'm gonna just tell you this right now. I'll be like, let me tell you
Why
what.
you have to put that disclaimer
Wait,
out there?
okay. Okay, let me write my disclosure out there, okay? But let me say this much. I'm just gonna act like a neutral person. I just be sitting there like, okay, all right, we going out to these places, and you know what, we are smashing and
Your
all this
voice.
stuff like that. But then we're doing all these things like this, and you know what, but when I committed, I be like, this motherfucker. I was like, I don't know what he thinks
I
is
think
going
it is a
on.
man thing.
I be, yeah, because I
I'm
be
not
pissed.
I'm
I
not
be
even
like,
laughing. I
Promise
don't
you
even
it's
think
not.
it's funny. I'm
I
sure it is.
promise you
would you,
it's not.
Celeste and
I
Ahesha,
promise
think
you it's
about
not.
it as a woman. He be sitting there, but we're not
I'm telling
He's
committed.
you.
dead serious
Like,
though.
I'm
He's
telling you. I'm
dead
telling you.
serious.
There's some women right now that will tell you this. Some women listening now that will say, yes, I am spending that kind of quality time and we're not committed. We have no title. And we go do everything together. I mean, everything. Like a couple, when we together, we
and
are
now when I
together.
tell that
But
person,
when we're not,
make
we're
sure
not.
you have your listing still out there on Tinder and all them other places if you feel like that, because you are
That doesn't
still
mean that though.
open
See,
to
this
have
is y'all talking
other
about something
relationships
different now.
too.
You're talking about something different now.
No, I'm not,
Because we're
because we're
saying
not
friends with benefits.
committed.
Hold
We're
on.
not
It
committed.
doesn't mean multiple friends with the same benefits.
Well,
You could
is it
have
okay?
one person that
Is it okay though?
you're well, again, that's something else you're talking about now.
No,
I mean, you
we're
can't
not
if
committed, Jay. I'm just asking you. We're not
okay, but
committed.
hold up. Let me finish. You might have an understanding though that hey, I ain't out here with nobody else. I ain't out here with nobody else.
Okay.
So you might have that kind of understanding. That's the only thing I'm trying to say.
Well, let me ask you a
You know,
question. Then if you're not out here with nobody else, you're
why
doing
not be
everything.
committed, right?
Yeah, that's
Right.
kind of the question.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm just saying sometimes you just ain't ready to make that step. Just like with some people with marriage, right? You see people together years and years and years. People always saying, why y'all ain't married? Why y'all ain't married? And they might even be living together because they're just not ready to make that step.
Well, they don't
Some
have
for
to, because
reason,
if they in
whatever.
a certain state,
I'm just
7
saying.
years, that means they're gonna be married anyway, because the common law gonna pop in and they're gonna get all they need to get anyway, so they can say what they want to say. But
I think it's just a
common
difference.
law, nothing.
It might be a difference in experience. It might be a difference in age. It's a difference in a couple of places, because I don't even some of that stuff just sounds
some
foreign.
women out here that would admit it.
Yeah, no, I'm sure there are.
Yeah,
but I wouldn't call, I don't say that we would never do that. I don't think we would call it friends with benefits. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
yeah,
We've all, I think I've had
that's what I
like
think.
that.
I would
everything
just
gotta
say
do.
that we're in a we're because
Man.
I would honestly say that was a relationship. I just would say that we're just not. When I say committed, I think it would be committed when we get married, because everything that you're doing is really a relationship. It really is.
Exactly. That's what
You're
I'm
not
saying.
seeing anybody else. You know what I mean? When you get committed, you're signing some document saying, I'm Mr. and Mrs. So else, so on and so on.
See,
Because
right.
you're doing all
I'm not talking.
the above. I'm talking about friends with benefits is you. That's not friends with benefits, not at all. Friends with benefits is friendship. You know, think about friendship like talking on the phone, talking about all kind of general things. You see what I'm saying? And that you don't
Well,
talk about in a relationship.
we talk about general things, and we're gonna do everything else too. And I'm just no commitment. But I'm just saying that's really a lot more. We might have another name for it. Everything gets another name now.
I
You
just
know what I'm
think it's a
saying? So
difference
they
in
don't call it
men
friends
and
with
women.
benefits no more. They might say it's something else on the West Coast, but people are just not committed, and they're having an arrangement kind of thing or whatever. Sometimes, people have decided not to be married. They're going to buy houses together and they're going to invest monies together. And they're like, hey, we do not have to be legally binding. Which to me, if you're going to be investing like that,
Whew.
you would want to think
Who
that
would
money
do
would go
that?
to
Right?
that person, right?
That's
But
crazy.
but I'm just saying, it's actually people that are deciding not to get married and are living those full, lives together as a married
Money
couple.
all tangled up. Lord have
Yeah,
mercy.
And when the
yeah,
lawyer gets a hold of them, when they say, "I don't, this is not
yeah,
working,"
yeah.
um,
I'm just saying, so
when this is not working, it's
There are
going to be
people who
really
do
a
it.
mess.
Yeah, there are people who do it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know it's people
yeah,
that do it.
yeah. No, I'm saying, it's like, people are actually starting to like, hey, it's no title, no commitment thing. If we're gonna be married, we're gonna be married because it's been so, I don't know. As the world has changed drastically, and all of these different relationships, and you know what I mean. We were talking about that
Yeah.
the other show. I can't even think about it.
No,
What you
I
call
mean,
it
hey,
all now,
you're right
But
on. People
yeah,
don't
it's
have
like
relationships like this in
ah,
what we're in now. I mean,
this day
people
and
are
time, right?
in open relationships and things are what it is. We cannot say that, traditionally we're not traditionalists anymore. You know what I mean? We can't say,
Right.
well, he's with me, I'm with him. I mean, I guess unless you're married, and even married people now, they have these open terms that
All
there's,
these other situations.
yes. I mean, it's what the partners or whatever agree upon is what it is. So what you just said is not far off base. I don't want you to feel like that. I'm just questioning, like, is that truly a relationship or is that friends with benefits? Because friends with friends with benefit friends with benefits to me, is what we said historically. Hey, Mel, is historically, we cool, we kicking it, we the best friends, we can talk about anything. We also had the understanding that, okay, you know what, we like each other like that. We so cool, we cool like that, and we fucking like that too. You know what I mean? But at
Right.
any point, you know what? We also know we have no strings to each other. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
We can take our asses and walk over here to Jeff and be committed to Jeff. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's the way it is.
Just don't be tripping when I don't answer the phone.
But why would
You
you not
shouldn't be
answer the
tripping because we only
phone?
friends with benefits.
You don't have to answer the phone.
So Mel, we're gonna
Damn.
bring you into this heated
And
conversation.
in fact, I'm sorry, if I'm your friend, I already know where you at.
Exactly, because
Be
we
like, yo,
cool
I
like
met
that.
this
'Cause you're not
cutie on the
No,
block. We're about to smash, baby. I'll talk to you when I finish.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, you hit it on the button, Celeste.
And it's
Heard
all
what she
good.
just said? She said, because I'm your friend. And if you over there getting ready to smash somebody, we already talked about that. We
Exactly.
cool like that.
And I got my toothbrush at your house. I don't have to take it home.
That's right. And it's under the sink. I'm
And
gonna pull it out when I come over
That's
there.
right. And if I'm your friend,
you.
and if I'm your friend, I'm gonna tell you, look, I ain't even gonna leave nothing here. I don't want to mess up what you get ready to do with your girl. I got you.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna call you.
Why is
That is
everything gotta
it.
be the
So
man
that
is
is it.
cheating?
You
Why does
But it's
everything
not
gotta be?
cheating.
you keep
Okay,
saying
y'all.
I
that.
We
said
all said
no.
our
I'm
opinion.
saying
Mel
no,
just jumped
no,
on here. We
no.
gotta
I'm
let her say
saying
her opinion. Now, Mel, bring you up to speed real quick.
I
Friends
gotta
with
counter that
benefits.
point
What do you
later.
think friends with benefits is?
We friends, we fucking when we can. You can fuck whoever else you want to. We getting it in when we can. There's no harm, no foul.
No harm, no foul. Okay, that's what Jay is basically, but Jay didn't say it like that at first. He went to a whole different avenue. He started off saying that.
Same thing.
No, you didn't. You said that in the beginning, and then you turned to Ahesha. Did he turn the corner? He turned
the Why is this?
I think it was similar to this, Remel. It was something like,
Jay, how you gonna be soft on no harm, no foul?
Yo, hold up, Mel. She hear me. First thing I said is, what you say? I said the same thing. I said on the streets, they coming up with this friends meme. You know, I got a friend that has a car, and they can take me around. I said, no, on the streets, it's all about. Look, everybody fucking and rooter to the tutor, and ain't no commitment. I said from the rooter to the tutor, it ain't no commitment. That's what I said.
Me and Jay on the same page with this right now.
Yeah,
you
doing everything like couples do. You doing everything like couples do.
Better hear him out.
That's
better
what I
hear him
said.
out because he got some other stuff going on.
What else is it, ladies? I'm really ready to hear what you're saying because that's my whole definition.
Well, I think the first time you made mention of it being women, maybe Remel
wait till you hear what they say.
What it sounded like you were saying was, I date a few women and I spent. Let me finish. When you first started, you said we just do what we do. The guy ain't ready to commit. And blah, 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 blah. And it's like it was more than one person. It was just like, I just don't want to commit to you.
Hold up. Why is it like? I didn't say that, though. You guys are assuming
it's cheating.
That's what I said. We're not cheating. Now, hold on. Mel, look, let me tell you the difference in scenarios. What I'm saying is, Mel made it clear in her scenario, you can fuck whoever else you want to fuck and all that, and it's cool. Yes. I didn't say all that. I just said it's no commitment. Y'all doing everything, smashing and all that. So then I told you possibly somebody could be with one person and still not be committed like that. You still could be friends with friends. Yeah. You know, thank you, Mel. Hey, I'm so glad you came on, Mel.
Please do not.
Where you been, Mel?
No,
Mel, where you been, girl?
Before you take a side, please. You might
roll the tape back. Roll the tape back.
Well, either way, for whatever reason, for whatever thing it is, everybody's perception is different. But if we keep the friend part as key, I think friend is what we're missing. If it's truly your friend, a lot of the things we're saying is probably not even an issue.
Absolutely. So to wrap it up, because we'll discuss this in 1 second. But to wrap it up, we all have probably a divide in what we think friends with benefits is. Are we in agreement with that? Because you know, can we agree we all have different perceptions of friends with benefits? Yes. Jay has his perception, Mel has hers, Ahesha and Celes, and of course me. You know,
me and Mel on the same page.
I see y'all are. Y'all on the same page.
Y'all are.
And that's
y'all
scary.
three, Mel, you listen to what they said later, Mel. You hear that? You know what they said.
Yeah, y'all on that other side of the street. We over here.
I'm just saying.
Because I don't know what Jay is talking about.
I don't know what y'all talking about.
Jay, because Jay started talking about some other stuff. He started off one way, and then he started
Jay, wait till you listen to it, Mel. You hear? That's why Ahesha laughed.
That's what it sounded like.
Forget it. I said out the gate. You know, only difference between me and Mel said, and you can fuck anybody else too. I didn't say that part.
Yeah, but he's saying we're gonna do all of these things together. But I'm never gonna commit to you because you're not good enough, but you better not fuck somebody else.
And no, hold on. I didn't say that.
You heard that, Mel? You heard that?
That was not what I said. But you will listen to the tape and you will hear that is not what I said. And you're assuming my scenario meant cheating involved. It wasn't cheating. That's one thing I was trying to clear.
I'm not assuming because I can't even relate. I don't even know.
Right. Y'all can't even get the chicken. Y'all can't even get the right chicken.
No.
What chicken? Because Celes said the chicken.
I use an example, and he can't get past
that. He can't get past the chicken. He's stuck on that damn chicken.
Dude, like
he wants to stick and have a conversation.
Do like KFC, but Popeyes right up the street.
I don't eat none of those things, so it wasn't none of those places.
You said Bojangles.
I don't eat no Bojangles either.
So that's basically wrapping it up. we all going to agree to disagree what friends with benefits is per Jay, because Remel, I don't think you agree with him no
Me
more.
and Mel on the same page. Let's just take
Right
Mel.
now, we're ending this with Jay and I on the same page. Scary,
Yeah,
but
thank
true.
you, Mel.
Yeah. So
Scary, but
in our after conversation, then we will really be able to decipher between what was really said. So
Okay, there may be some dissent there, but we,
it'll be
right
some
now, we're on the
dissent
same
there.
page.
So
But y'all are super close.
yeah, so we'll be able to tear that apart in a few. But this was a great episode. I think everybody really got their point across. So anybody have any closing remarks for this episode? Because everybody looks like their face is twisted in a different way. So
I'll say I'm all for full disclosure. Grown folks going to do what grown folks are going to do. But when people have conversation and communication and open dialogue about what their expectations are, then feelings get a little bit less hurt. I'm not going to say they don't get hurt, but they are hurt a lot less. There's no expectations of certain things. So if, it's a friends with benefits situation, if we're seeing other people or not seeing other people, so long as you're on the same page, it should be all good.
absolutely. Celeste?
What she said.
And that's funny. I agree with Ahesha, even though I agree with Jay.
You don't agree with
Right.
Jay. You just didn't hear what Jay said.
What is
I didn't hear the extra, but I know it's
Roll
scary.
the tape. That's all I got to say.
Jay,
Roll the tape.
any closing remarks?
Yeah, I mean, again, friends with grown folks, you have a conversation, it won't get messy. You have an understanding, it won't be any misunderstanding. If that's what you want to do you, and hey, just all I got to say about that, really. But roll the tape back.
For sure.
Mel?
I really have to say I agree with him. I missed some of what he said, but it sounds the truth. That's what I think.
Okay, well, we're
not gonna get messy. We fucking. It don't matter who else you fucking.
Exactly. Well,
okay.
And you, my friend, we still gonna talk.
Okay, well, you know what? That wraps it up. So I hope everybody enjoyed this episode. Join us again next Wednesday when we bring you another hot episode with the great Mel, Celeste, Jay, and Ahesha. And of course myself. We're always here, of course, never to a friend, but always to bring you the hottest topics with the best conversation. Join us on our social media pages. I'm Kim with Let's Chit Chat Sis. See you again next Wednesday. Have a wonderful week on purpose. Good night.